Am I the a-hole for kicking a girl out of my party for calling her boyfriend daddy? I, 24 female, was hosting a small-scale hangout with about 15 friends. One girl, 23 female, is an acquaintance of mine and she came with her boyfriend. We were all sitting around in the main room and eating pizza when she came to sit and sat on her boyfriend's lap. A little weird since there were open seats, but I didn't say anything. While we were talking as a group, she would always refer to her boyfriend as Daddy. She would interject things with like, Daddy just bought me a new stand mixer, and Daddy looks so handsome in this shirt, right? I told him to get it. At first, we thought she was joking or messing with us, but she continued doing it, and the rest of us were side-eyeing each other and were kind of uncomfortable. I asked her if she could save the pet names for home because some of us were feeling uncomfortable. She got upset and told me to stop making such a big deal over a nickname and S-shaming her. I told her that wasn't my intention at all, but I would appreciate it if she could stop because it was killing the vibe. She started ranting at me about a whole lot of stuff, and I just told her and her boyfriend to please leave. Her boyfriend was peed too, but they eventually got out. The rest of the evening was less uncomfortable and way more peaceful. A few of my friends who didn't know the girl I kicked thanked me for making her leave, but we all kind of felt awkward because of what happened. Am I the a-hole? I don't think that you're the a-hole because I'm totally open for like, some people have different levels of comfort when it comes to intimate things in public. Like the sitting on the lap and stuff like that. There are some couples who are just like that in public, and that's fine. And there are other couples who absolutely aren't. They don't want public displays of affection, at least not that go that far. And I think that kind of stuff I wouldn't judge other people for. I think if you had kicked her out for like sitting on her boyfriend's lap or something, that might have been too much. But the use of daddy, okay, I'm gonna try and put my biases aside because I don't like that. I personally do not like the idea of that. I once had someone on a dating app, a gentleman who was younger, like 19, and I was 36, and he's like, I like daddies. And I was like, this will never happen. Goodbye. So I'm personally uncomfortable, and I would be uncomfortable at this party hearing that. And when you're at a party with people, I don't know if there's like a perfect set line of like, hey, this is the comfort line of people, please don't cross it. But I think if enough people at a party are like, hey, we're not super cool with this is too much, then I think the people doing that have to kind of respect that, you know? It's a gathering of friends, respect your friends. So yeah, I think I side with you. I don't think you're an a-hole. Girl assumed I was hitting on her, gave her the same response she gave me. This was back in 08 or 09. I was in Quito, Ecuador. I was staying at a hostel and was there for just over 3 weeks. Less than a block away, there was an Irish pub. This pub has really good bar food that wasn't on the menu of a lot of the other restaurants in the area, so because of that, it was a mixed crowd, popular with locals and backpackers because of the proximity to the hostel. I'm at the bar with some other guests from the hostel, and we're expecting a few more to join us. Next to me is a bar stool, and on the other side of the bar stool are two women talking. They're obviously friends. In Spanish, I ask the woman closest to me if she's using this empty chair and is it okay if I grab it. Spanish is not my first language, but I can still speak it clearly and confidently and grew up speaking it since I was a kid. She says to me in Spanish with a smirk on her face that she does not understand me and she does not speak English. I ask for the chair again in Spanish while motioning to it, and she says again that she doesn't speak English. I ended up getting the chair from a high-top table that was behind us that no one was using. At this point, she turns to her friend, and I hear them mumble, I don't know why he's talking to me, he, and I hear them chuckling to themselves, assuming I was hitting on her, I guess, and she rejected me? Cue petty revenge. Throughout the evening, I know she heard me conversing in Spanish with the bartender, so by this time, she knew I definitely spoke Spanish. The napkin dispenser is directly in front of me, and she asks me in Spanish if I can hand it to her. I look at her confused, and I point to the napkin dispenser, then look back at her and lean in a little as if I didn't hear what she said. She again says that she needs napkins, and if I can hand her the napkin dispenser, all in Spanish. I look at the dispenser and then her, and very clearly I say, Lo siento, no hablo inglés. I'm sorry, I don't speak English. She gives me shocked Pikachu face and she turned bright red, and then I give her the cold shoulder. Don't flatter yourself, lady. I wasn't hitting on you. I wanted the damn bar stool. And honestly, that's harmless enough. I mean, maybe she didn't understand you for some reason, though it seems like if you're that confident in Spanish, asking for a stool seems kind of basic enough. So it does seem like she was kind of messing with you and being a bit of a jerk. So yeah, she kind of got what she was asking for. And in the end, I'm sure, as you said, you got your chair, and I'm sure she was able to find napkins elsewhere. So yeah, I don't see a problem with any of this. Folks, just don't always assume people are hitting on you, but also do be careful in bars because sometimes people are creeps. So I guess I get being a little on edge. I don't know. No, yeah, whatever. Am I the a-hole for accidentally ruining my girlfriend's career? Hi everyone, I'm in a tough spot right now and I'm not sure if I'm the a-hole or not. My girlfriend, 27 female, let's call her Sarah, and I, 26 male, have been together for 3 years. She's always been passionate about her job as a teacher and has worked really hard to build up her career. However, a few weeks ago I accidentally stumbled upon some photos of Sarah on Instagram that I'd never seen before. They were pictures of her in some very revealing clothing, and some of them were even nude. I was shocked and confronted her about it, and she told me that she used to be a lingerie model before becoming a teacher. She said she stopped doing it because she didn't want it to affect her career and she thought I knew about it already. I didn't know how to react at first, but eventually I told a few of my friends about it. One of my friends is a gossip and ended up telling someone who works at the school where Sarah teaches. Long story short, the photos somehow got into the hands of the school board and Sarah was fired for unprofessional behavior. Sarah is devastated and blames me for ruining her career. She says that I should have kept my mouth shut and that I betrayed her trust. I feel terrible about what happened, but I didn't know that it would lead to this. Am I the a-hole for accidentally ruining my girlfriend's career? This is a tough one, and I genuinely feel kind of conflicted about this because on one hand, it's something that she was worried about affecting her career. She told you that, and you went and spread this information to other people, which you probably shouldn't have done without talking to her about it first. Like, hey, since you're kind of worried about this information existing, do you want me to keep this under wraps or something? Conversations need to happen. And I'm not saying that you not having that conversation makes you an a-hole. I don't think so. But it should have happened. And so I think that's at least maybe a bit of a mistake on your part and her part. But also she said that she thought you already knew about it and it's public on Instagram. I don't think they're allowed to have nude photos on Instagram. I don't know. I'm not on there. There's too much social media. I can't do it. But I mean, if she has that stuff publicly available, shouldn't she be taking it down? Or I guess maybe it might be owned by, if she was doing work as a lingerie model, then, maybe she had to keep it up via the contract or something. That kind of stuff gets a little dicey. So, but yeah, I mean, she shouldn't have been fired for doing that. That's absurd. Being a model, and even if it's revealing or nude or whatever, shouldn't preclude you from being a teacher. So I think that's wrong and ridiculous of the school, but you should have the conversation with her before you spread information that she has let you know is sensitive and could affect her career. So always check with your partner beforehand. I don't think that you're an a-hole, but I do think you should have been more careful and need to communicate better in the future. Both of you. Today I effed up by trying to gift my boyfriend some sweet undies and subsequently spoiling his surprise proposal plans. About 3 weeks ago, I began preparations to get a nice gift for my boyfriend, who I'll call Ray, to celebrate 4 years of dating. We live in a terribly humid place, and all summer he's been complaining about how sweaty his butt and balls get whenever he goes outside. He's been buying the same brand of cotton boxer briefs since we started dating. I thought it would be a nice homage to our great relationship, a great way to take care of the butt I get to squeeze on the regular, to splurge on a male subscription service to some silky micromodal underwear. They are pricey, but known for being wicking, cooling, and overall very nice on the buns and balls. I ordered the first pair to present to him on the day of and set up for a pair to be delivered monthly thereafter. I used his email on the sign up so that I could simply pass on the account to him after the first pair came. That way, he'd have full power to pick his colors and style every month and easily return any if there were unexpected problems. One small problem: the receipt for this whole transaction is now now resting in his email where he can find it and spoil my surprise. I sneakily hacked into his computer while he was out, by which I mean I entered the password he's shared with me because he's foolishly trusted me to not wreck his crap, and opened up his email. I simply archived the existing emails and set it up so that future emails from the company would be auto-marked as read and archived as well. I know how to do this because I'm a brilliant hacker. I Googled it. While carefully double-checking my devious work just to ensure nothing slipped through the cracks, a new email pinged on arrival and caught my attention. A shipping confirmation for an engagement ring. I immediately noped off his computer, and of course I didn't open the email, but the damage is done. Secret's out. My heart fell right through my butt, you guys. I actually died, and now I'm a ghost writing this. I probably should have pretended I never saw that and taken the secret to my grave, but I was too pumped and couldn't keep it in. Within the hour, I broke down and called Ray to sheepishly confess what I had done. He wasn't angry, but sadly disappointed that I'd spoiled the surprise. Here's the kicker. He didn't actually propose yet and still intends to make a thing out of it. My punishment for snooping is that the suspense is killing me. I've been forbidden from telling anyone that we're getting engaged until it's official. Every time we go out, the suspense that this might be the night drives me crazy. A romantic date at the beach the other evening ended with me saying, "Damn, I thought for sure we were getting engaged tonight." "Well, why would you think I'm going to propose to you?" he said. "That sounds like something you wouldn't know about because I'd keep it secret in my personal email." Now he started intermittently faking me out. The other day he walked into the kitchen and presented me with a little hinged box which turned out to contain a tie pin from his work. He keeps getting down on one knee, looking up at me and saying, "Gotta tie this shoe." The emotional stress of keeping this exciting secret within me, not sharing it with the coworkers or family or anyone, is maddening. Every false start sends my heart right back into my butt. One more thing, I somehow effed up the email settings. The shipping confirmation for the underwear didn't get archived on arrival, and he saw it within a few hours, so that surprise got spoiled too. Turns out I'm not a master hacker, and my attempts have only brought woe onto this house. I guess it's not all bad. He reports that the pair of boxer briefs that arrived are very nice to wear, and I do indeed enjoy squeezing his buns in them. If we ever do actually get married, it'll be nice to get hitched to a guy with sweet, silky buns and balls. Well, you tried to do something nice and it came back and bit you in the silky smooth buns. That's how it goes sometimes. And, good on him for, not being upset and just being kind of disappointed. And I think he's allowed some messing with you, but he can't drag this on forever. Like, it gets to the point where you're accidental seeing this by trying to set up a surprise for him. Like, it was an accident. He's just propose. I'm sure he's proposed by now. This story was written a time ago. Whatever. But I think it's all fair and in good fun. And honestly, for how bad that could have been, I think that's probably the best outcome you could have possibly hoped for. Also, folks, do yourself a favor. Get yourself some nice boxers or whatever. I personally get mine from Duluth Trading Company because it's a Minnesota brand like me. And they're really nice. So you do not know how good having nice boxers is until you really get the nice ones, because the cheap big packs of Fruit of the whatever, they just don't compare, folks. Get them. They're good for your nice buns. Give them a squeeze. Yeah. Please leave your story in the comments. I would love to make a video on them in the future. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe.